Hey everybody, welcome back to another week and another episode here on Banter plus Boon. What's up? How's everybody doing? It's been a while since I had a little bit of an interview. I took a little bit of a break just because sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes the creative juices and the conversation just isn't there. But I'm so excited because we're back again with another episode this week with another nail guru, technician, artist, celebrity nail artist. It's Pria from BhambNails. She's someone that I've followed for quite a while and I look up to a lot. She's super inspiring. She's only been sort of professionally in the industry for 4 years, and just looking at what she's accomplished and how far she's come, it's super amazing. So watch this video if you want to hear a bit more about her journey, see what advice she has for any of the nail techs wanting to get into the industry, and just how she's been coping with lockdown things and with her business and just getting a chance to take a bit of a break. Enjoy. Be sure to like and subscribe if that's something that you do. Enjoy the video.
Hi, can you
Hello.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Hey, it's so nice to meet you, officially. How's your day going? How's your day been?
Yeah, not bad. I've not actually done anything.
I
Just
think
sat
that's
in the sun a bit. That's about it.
nice. I guess you need it's good to have a bit of sunshine.
Yeah, like essential in England because obviously it's grey most of the time. So
Yeah.
as soon as it's sunny, you need to get in the sun straight away.
I saw that was like a thing going around was, I think, as you guys had gone into lockdown, and then there was like this huge beautiful heat wave and everyone was just like, well, we just want to go outside and just
I
enjoy a
know.
little bit of the weather.
Yeah, I mean, luckily I've got a garden, so I can actually, I'm not trapped in like a small house, thank
Yeah.
God. Because yeah, it's been so nice here. Like, feels like actual summer, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's never like this in England. Never like this.
That's good. It's like, well, you know what, if 2020 is like going to force everyone to stay at home, at least you can have some sunshine and a little bit of time to enjoy it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
How's your day?
Yeah, it's also been good. I spent most of the day sort of doing art and drawing and like helping out the family. I watched a movie with my partner's mom. And yeah, kind of just like trying to, find things to do during the day that's not only being overly productive, because then I tend to get a bit like overwhelmed by that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. I'm either one or the other. I do loads or I do absolutely nothing. I'm not an in-between.
I'm exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's not a good way to be, I don't think. But
no, all or nothing kind of people.
yeah.
And do you guys have any idea of when your industries are going to sort of start opening again?
They've said from the 4th of July.
Oh my gosh.
We've still got a while to go.
Yeah. But I saw you've been making like press-ons and stuff. How's that been going?
Yeah, that's been really good actually. Like, to be honest, it's been quite nice to have a break from work because I do work like a lot. I'm just like non-stop. So it's nice to actually have this like downtime. So doing the press-ons has been good because that means I'm still doing a bit of work and also still drawing because, once you stop doing nails for like a week, I feel like you've just lost it in that 1 week.
Yeah.
Because for the first few weeks of lockdown, I didn't actually do anything for a couple of weeks because I was having like actual time off. And then when I started doing the press-ons, I was like, oh, I can't draw. I couldn't draw. It was really hard. It took me ages. I had to like luckily I got quite busy with the press-ons because then I was like, thank God I can actually draw again because I felt like I'd just lost it in that 2 weeks of being off.
It's so true. You lose your fitness with it. I did my mom-in-law's nails and my sister-in-law's nails, and then the whole time I just felt so stressed. I was like, this is gonna take like 2.5 hours because it's been like a month or two since I've done anyone else's nails but my own.
So I mean, that's good. At least you've got people to practice on as well, though.
Yeah,
I've been doing my boyfriend's nails because obviously I don't have anyone to practice on. So that's been quite good. So at least I kind of remember how to like work with a client.
Yeah, yeah. So how long have you been doing nails for?
I think about 4 years.
Okay, cool.
So pretty much like professionally, I've been doing it
Yeah.
for 4 years. But before that, I would just do it on myself and my friends, and yeah. So it
That's so
wasn't
cool.
like only from 4 years ago, I started working in a salon. So that's when I started properly doing nails, really.
Yeah. And do you work from a salon still now, or do you have your own like?
No, so I work for myself now. So I just work from home actually. Might be able to see my this isn't my normal. Our setup in our house is a bit weird at the moment, but I usually just work in my living room, like my nail desk.
Oh,
It's just there.
nice.
So at the moment I'm just in my living room. Yeah, and I just work from home. So clients come to me, and then I just travel for a few select clients.
Oh, that's amazing.
But yeah.
That's so cool. So did you do any like studies for it? I don't really know how, like what it's like in the UK. Do you have to have a certification?
So like you do have to do education for it, and you have to be qualified to work in salons and obviously provide treatments. But initially I was just self-taught, so I was just teaching myself how to do it. And then when I moved into a salon, I was like learning, and then I did a course. But it was like a very short course I did. So I've done a few over the years now anyway.
Yeah.
And I've done quite a few recently as well. So I'm like continuously doing it. But you need to be qualified. So you need to have like an MVQ level 2 in whatever areas you're working in, basically. And then from that, you can do other courses to help you develop, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you have to do that where you are as well, or is it different?
Yeah, like I think quite a few places differ. So I just did, like it doesn't feel super official because I didn't go to, like a college or anything like that. But I trained at an academy, and I did like quite a basic course, and then sort of did further education and like e-file training or
same. Probably
reinforcement.
Sounds
That
pretty
kind
similar
of stuff.
to like what I did, basically.
Yeah.
So not too dissimilar, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Although I think it's quite cool. I have cousins that live in the UK, and like when the one cousin was going into university, she was showing me like the university handbook of all the different options of things they could take. And it was so crazy to see, how much is on offer there, because, in South Africa, the university that I attended, it's like, you have your sort of 4 main pillars of humanities, where you do your like more of like arts kind of things, and then it was the sciences, and then law and all. And it was so interesting to see how much more was on offer there. It was really cool.
Yeah, there are a lot of courses, I think, but I feel like they're not all very useful.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just a course for the sake of doing it, like going to university.
100%.
I think that's what it is half the time. It's not really necessary.
It's so true.
I went to university. That was a wasted 3 years of my life.
What did you study?
I did textiles, so did like printed textiles. So it was a waste, but in a way it was obviously good because it was all illustration and drawing. But I never used it. Like it just wasn't a very good course I was on anyway.
Yeah.
And I then had to leave university and then start at the bottom and then work my way up again. So I was like, I should have just started doing that from the beginning.
I think it's so crazy how like, like when I was growing up, it was this whole thing of like, you have to have a university degree. It's like, it's the only thing that matters. And even if it's just to fall back on, like I have to have it. So I did political science and French and Spanish as my degree. And like, when am I ever going to use it? I learned a lot, which I'm super grateful for. But I mean, I've always been such a creative person. And then, I studied and then like started working for a travel agency to pay rent, and then like started working at a jewelry company, and like, sort of in the second half of my 20s, I found the world of like nails and nail art. And it's been like something that's been so invigorating and refreshing for me. And I was like, damn, if only I started this like 10 years ago, where could I be,
I know. When I see loads of the girls now that are obviously quite young and they're all doing it, and I'm like, I could have been doing all of that way back when.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
It's so weird because like I don't know, some people that I've talked to have never experienced this, but you know, I've come across like quite a few people who it's almost as if they kind of look down on like the beauty industry, or you know, being a nail tech. It's kind of like when I first got into it, my family was kind of like, okay, but like, can you make a career out of that? How are you going to pay rent? And I was like, I just want to be happy, guys. Like the money will follow, you know, when you're doing your passion.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
if you
definitely.
experienced that.
Yeah, I definitely think that's true. Like, I don't. It is a little bit like that in the UK, because a lot of people that go into like beauty therapy and like nails and stuff, you do that straight out of high school.
Yeah.
So you go into college, so they wouldn't do a university degree, they'd just go and do that. And then a lot of people would like look down on them for doing those courses, because obviously they just think there's no technical education behind it. You just like paint a nail and you just massage someone. So there's definitely like that stigma here as well, people doing that. But I think like for me, I don't know, because I came so late into the industry, I think by that point I was like, okay, I just actually need to do something that does make me happy, because I'd been doing so many terrible jobs for so many years. And then once I did start doing it, I could definitely like tell the difference in myself. Like little things changed that I was like, oh, so you don't need to feel exhausted 24 hours a day in your job. Like you can have a really tiring job like nails and still feel like, oh, this is great. Like I want to do it again the next day.
Yeah.
Which is good. Like obviously that's what everyone really wants from their job and career in the end, isn't it? So
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
It's so true. I saw like a while ago, I started reading this book called like Fuck It, Do What You Love. And you know, his whole, like the whole premise behind the book is, I think it's kind of like getting the courage to do what you like, to do what you love in this life and to find what it is that you love. And you know, the author's not necessarily saying quit your job and do it, but like make time for it in your life. And
yeah, definitely.
And I was spending so much time like having a job just so that I could do the things that I loved on the side. And it was such a like a crazy imbalance. And like literally as we went into lockdown in South Africa, I was like, okay, you know what? This is the only time that I'm ever going to have to be able to do, like, to take this jump. So then I was like, cool. Like I quit my job, which could have been a bit premature, but I actually, I feel so much more relieved, and like this weight has been lifted off. And now I'm just waiting until our industry opens again to actually start like my own salon and my own studio and just do what I want to do.
That's actually probably like quite a good, even though it's a really big risk to do it now, it's quite good because now you've got a massive chunk of time to like plan your business and like how you want it to run, like set everything up. Like it's quite, it is risky, but then it's also quite good because I feel like I never had that time to like, I don't have a logo. Like I don't even have a logo for my business because I've always just like been working. Like I've never taken the time to think about something like that because I've just completely worked. Whereas like now for you, like small things, you can just plan all these things, which would be great.
Exactly.
So you're like a fully running business by the time it's set up. And
you know,
and also if you like, it gives you time to like research and learn more stuff as well. So obviously so many workshops and stuff going on, you can just practice all the time. It's like great actually.
And how did your workshops go that you had?
They were really good actually.
Yeah.
Because I've done it with my friend Rosie. I don't know if you follow her, Nails Babs.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I've done it with her because she's done a few. Because I don't really want to do one by myself. I'd find them a bit boring. It's quite nice because we're in it together, so we're both chatting as well.
Yeah.
Like us two chatting, and then we're talking to everyone as well. So it's quite fun. Like I really enjoy it like that. Rather than just doing it one on my own, I wouldn't really be that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really want to do one like that. I don't know why. I just don't like stuff like that, weirdly.
I don't know. I think it's cool, like doing with another person adds a different dynamic, you know? There's like a bit more banter, a bit more chat. Like that's quite cool.
Exactly. Yeah. It feels like, well, it's just basically friends, isn't it? You're just friends, like having a little nail session.
Yeah.
it almost feels a little bit normal.
Exactly.
Like you're not there together, but then it kind of feels like you are, because you're both.
It's
Yeah.
super cool. And also to be like a participant in a course like that, you're getting like a second set of knowledge and skills, which is so cool. It's
Yeah,
really
definitely. I've done a few people's workshops actually, and they are actually really, it's quite fun just to do and like practice and just not have to worry,
yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
So that's been quite nice. Have you done any?
I did one with Violetta from Yes What Nails, like at the sort of at the beginning of the lockdown, and that was really cool. She like sort of set up a whole structured class that was in like a separate Instagram like account that was her Yes What Nails Academy, and like she uploaded a whole bunch of like IGTV videos there and like chatted through those. So it wasn't necessarily like a live class, which was quite cool. It was quite a nice way to see how that was done. But I haven't been able to do like a lot of others, because a lot of people either want you to pay through PayPal or, you know, and it's just, I'm really terrible with figuring out how that works.
Oh, really?
So yeah. I know, well, in my country, so PayPal you can only access through like one of our banks, and I don't bank with that bank, so I had to open up like banking with that bank online and then linking it to my normal bank account, and then it's crazy.
That's
It's
weird.
working. Yeah,
But
it's working now.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got like monopoly on that little industry, so
Yeah, that's so weird. I mean, I don't think you'd be able to do that here, because obviously I feel like so many people use PayPal. There's so many different bank accounts, like that's quite a clever idea on the bank's front, but like I don't think anyone's thought of that.
They saw a gap in the market and they were like, cool, we jump it, we're doing it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's super cool. And how did you so, you know, sort of starting from where you started to now, like how did you find that process? Was it just a ton of hard work and hustle to till this point?
Yeah, basically. I mean, in the beginning it did start off quite slow, because I didn't really decide that I wanted this to be a career. I was just when I first started working in the salon, I basically was working a really crappy, it wasn't crap, but I was just really not enjoying it, retail job. So I'd been working that job for like a couple of years, and it was really exhausting, and I was just really tired, and I was obviously doing nails and art stuff on the side. And then my friend said a salon had like opened up not too far, and she was like, oh, let's go and have our nails done. So we went, and then I just asked the girl who owned the salon, like, oh, have you got, like, I do nails, have you got any work? And then I ended up working weekends at this nail salon. So that's like how it properly started, just basically my weekends doing this nails. So that was quite good, because it was not too much pressure, because I wasn't thinking it was like a career. It was just like something to do at the weekend, and obviously something I really enjoyed as well. And then I was learning loads. But then from that, then when I did go full-time in the salon and then left the salon, then I was like, okay, I need to like figure out how to make this a business. And then it was like a lot of, from leaving the salon, it was like a lot of hard work, so you're kind of just doing it on your own. Whereas when you're in a salon, it's quite nice, because it's not your responsibility as much, so you don't have to think of all the different things. You're just there to work and do the art. So it was so fun working in a salon, because all I did was go in, hang about with my friends all day, paint nails. Like, that was great. Like, it was just fun. So yeah, once it got to like wanting to become freelance and working for myself, then it just became a lot, I wouldn't say harder, but obviously I just had to be a bit more, I had to think a lot more about what I wanted to do and how I wanted to obviously build my business.
Because it was like your number one decision maker in that
exactly.
in that scenario.
So you have to do, and then from that I've worked, like when I did first go freelance, I actually worked 4 days a week in an office, and then I did nails at the weekends in the evenings. So I worked like really long days. I'd usually work I'd start work at like 9, and then I finish at like 12, and then get home at for like 12:30. So it was really long days.
That's
And
so
then when I
interesting.
went full-time freelance, it was like exactly the same. Even though I'd stopped a 4-day job, I was still working. I still work like 12-hour days pretty much. Monday to Friday I try and work now. That's my novelty. I don't have to work weekends now, which
And
is nice.
how many clients do you tend to see like every day?
It's averages. Before lockdown, I was doing quite a lot. I do between 5 and 7 a day,
Okay.
which is too many, I can tell you now. So advice is don't do that many, because that's like, it's just draining. But it, because I mean, my appointments are usually like 2 hours. So I start at 10 and finish at 10, pretty much most days. Yeah, so
That's a very long day.
it's a very long day, yeah.
Do you think you're going to change that when you get out of lockdown?
Definitely. That was what I was trying to, before we went into lockdown, like I noticed anyway that, again, it was just, even though I was still enjoying what I was doing, I was just exhausted. I don't know, as well, it is a bit like London life as well, because you just work and play so hard. So like I'd work all day and then I'd still go out afterwards, or be very tiring. So yeah, definitely need to like reduce the amount of clients, and like I don't take lunch breaks. I don't take breaks, like all those small things, like I need to like really think about. And even before, like even when I used to have like 10-minute breaks here and there in a day basically, but I just eat really badly as well, so like all of it was being affected by the fact that I was just working non-stop,
And then it like
and I wasn't
snowballs.
and I wasn't giving myself time to like have like even like half an hour is fine, but then it was just a lot of things all spiraling. So like when we come out of lockdown, I guess the bonus is we're not going to be able to go back straight into 100% anyway, so that's perfect. So it means I can like ease myself in, and then try and work this model of me not doing as many clients a day.
I think it's like you it's forcing everyone to really sort of take stock of the kind of work life that they want to have, because especially when you're doing your own project and it's your own passion, it's so much easier to give of yourself like 110%, because you're like, I'm the one benefiting from this, so it's okay if I'm working myself to the bone. But you actually don't see like how hard you're working yourself. So I'm actually I'm glad that you're like having that realization.
I think the only other thing, like obviously it was kind of very lucky I did work that hard, because obviously when you're freelance as well, if you're not working, you're not making money, which is the pressure you have on. That's obviously like the pressure, because I'm like, if I don't do this extra client, I'm not going to get that extra bit of money.
It's true.
Which obviously worked out well, because now I'm not really earning. I'm earning like a quarter of what I, maybe even less of what I usually would. So it, even though it was not a very healthy way to live, it's actually benefited me now in this.
It's true. It's actually, it's like a double-edged sword.
Definitely thing. Like it's helped now, because I don't have to worry through lockdown about money and like stress of money and stuff, because I did work like a mad woman before that.
It's really, really crazy. So so how did you get to like doing the nails for like the girls from Femme Fatale? Did they approach you, or did you just write to them? How did that happen?
I know some of them anyway. So I've known Grace, the owner, for quite a few years anyway. But yeah, she'd actually messaged me, because I've done a couple of the girls' nails beforehand, and then she messaged me to ask if I wanted to come in and work like a few days, and then from that it was really nice actually. So I end up doing that like once a month. I go into their studio, just because like it's nice to not be at home, and I'm in a different environment, surrounded with people, and they're all really lovely as well, so that's really nice.
That's super cool. And like must be such an awesome space to also work in.
Because everyone's so creative, so you're around like-minded people, which is great. And then obviously for nails as well, like I get a lot of inspiration from tattoos and tattoo designers and whatnot, so like being around all the girls, like I really love being there, because it's just really fun.
That's so awesome.
Tattoos as well, which is great.
I love your style. Like I really love that like your take on interpreting like tattoo style onto nails. It's so adventurous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm waiting for more people like this side to get on those trends, you know, and open themselves up a bit more.
I
But it's
think it
getting
takes
there.
time though. Yeah, it takes time. Like not everyone is like that. And I mean, when you're working in a salon, luckily I worked in quite a creative one anyway, but most of the time people just want really boring nail art.
Yeah.
And I think the good thing since I was freelance is that you can choose what you could do and don't want to do. Like obviously initially you're going to do whatever someone's going to pay for because you need money. But like now, you know, if someone wants something really basic, I'm a bit like, no. Yeah, it's a bit boring when people ask for like really basic stuff. That's not what I enjoy doing. So I feel like that's a bit of a waste of my time. And that's when I think the job becomes a bit monotonous, when you like agree to do those kind of, even though it's going to bring you money, like I don't want to do a plain French. I mean, I actually really love French manicures, but I mean, like for example, just like a plain French manicure, like or a line. Yeah, there's just certain things I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
I'm also like, to me, the point of coming to someone like you is because you do such cool stuff. It's like, guys, what, like, this is why you came here, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's it. I feel like someone's going to come and knock at my door in a second. I can just see them. My boyfriend will come down. Yeah, I think a few times I have like not checked what a client wants, and then they'll come and they just want like they just want a plain nail polish as well, and I'm like, you've just wasted like, I could have had a break in that time.
Yeah, that's so true.
Sorry, my doorbell's gone.
That's okay.
Can I come back in 1 second?
Of course.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Someone had ordered something to my house but didn't tell me. Sorry.
No,
I was very confusing. I was like, what's going on?
Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
So
anyway,
I was going to say, so do you usually like chat to the client before they come to your session?
Sometimes, not that much anymore, to be honest, because I was so busy.
Yeah.
Because I've been so busy, like when I'm replying to emails, I'll just book them in and then I forget to ask what they want, and then when they turn up I'm like, oh, you don't really want that. Sometimes they'll want something absolutely crazy and I'm like, oh, I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah.
And then other times they'll be like, yeah, I just want a plain color, and I'm like, oh no, that's annoying.
What's the craziest thing that you can think of that you've ever had to paint on nails?
I feel like I should know this because people do ask me quite a bit. The craziest thing, not because it was actually that mad, but it's not really my kind of thing. A lady wanted a little like picture of her dog and a little cartoon drawing of herself on her nails. And I was like, yeah. First of all, I don't do characters, so that's not my speciality.
Yeah.
So that was quite a challenge. And also her nails were really small. And
Did you still do it?
I still did it, yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I mean, the dog looked really good. I really like the dog. The cartoon of her was okay. It wasn't, she liked it, so that was good. But I mean, I think obviously as an artist as well, you're always really critical of like your work. So I was like, that's not my best, but I tried.
Yeah.
And she liked it.
Yeah. So it's so true. It's like if I'm doing a set of nails and I'm not enjoying, or I feel like I'm not delivering how I would want to, I start to feel like so insecure, like, oh my gosh, you know, what if they hate it? Like you can just come back, I'll redo it, like in my head. And then, you know, they're so happy, and it's just us being perfectionists. It's
exactly. I think that's what it is. It is definitely us, which isn't a bad thing, I don't think, because you always want to do the best.
Exactly.
Anyway.
I just think it's a creative trait. I think it's like
definitely
you want to execute everything with perfection.
I'd say so.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy. So did you? I don't know if I made this up in my head or like when I was stalking all your photos that I like don't know. But did you do Serena Williams's nails when she played Wimbledon?
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
did.
God.
I
Sorry,
know.
I'm like dropping the names, but it's cool, and I think that's like an awesome accomplishment.
Yeah,
How
that
did
was
that
amazing.
happen?
Yeah, that was really weird. That was like definitely like obviously a highlight. That was it's like a weird, tedious link type thing. She did an interview with a girl. I can't remember what her name is, but she's got a. Let me find her name quickly. I think it's Adawa. She's a model. Do you know
Okay.
her?
Yeah.
Adawa. She Adawa Aboa. She's a model and an activist, and she's got a podcast called Girls Talk.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
And Serena was going onto her podcast. I mean, I don't know this girl either. I don't know this Adawa girl, but she knows Georgia Smith, who's who's one of my clients. So it was basically like word of mouth.
Wow.
That she'd like found out, and then Serena's PA had messaged me on Instagram, and then it was really weird. It was so weird. It was like amazing,
Yeah.
but mad, actually mad.
Yeah.
Like
What was your reaction when you first got that message? Did you feel like someone was playing you?
Yeah, I thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like a bot or something that I just sent some message. So I like clicked through all the links to check it was real.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously I replied, and then it was fine. But I was like, this doesn't seem. I was like, that's really weird.
That's really cool.
Someone so famous as well.
That's so
So
amazing. So did she come
yeah,
to your house and get her nails done in your home?
no, I go for celebrities. I travel to them.
Okay.
So yeah, I went to. She had a place near Wimbledon, so I just went there and did them.
That's really cool.
Really cool. Yeah, it was really cool. I was very nervous.
You're so inspiring. You know that. It's really, you're so amazing.
Oh,
And I'm
thank
so
you.
glad you talked to me, like, when you agreed to this. When you were like, sure, I was like, oh my gosh, okay. That's so cool.
I feel like, I'm a very shy person, so I wouldn't usually do like face-to-face stuff, obviously. So yeah, I feel like I need to start doing that a bit more. So
Yeah, it's hard, like stepping out of your comfort zone. But that's why I said, I was like, whatever you feel the most comfortable with, obviously, is always the
I think
best.
as well, like even doing those live workshops, even though like my face wasn't in it,
Yeah.
it's still like that made me feel a bit more comfortable as well, and like I felt a bit better just doing something like that, so I wasn't as nervous.
That's really cool. You should like maybe like actually film some tutorials that you have, and then you've like done all of the work, and then you can upload it and people can pay to just have access to it. So you're not
I've
having
seen
to
a
do a
few
live
people.
every
That's
time.
what that girl does as well, doesn't she?
Yeah.
That Nail, she
Yeah.
does that. Yeah.
It's just super cool.
Yeah, that would be good. I am a bit lazy though.
That's what I struggle with. I'm like, oh yeah, I should. I mean, I have like 400 followers. I'm like, oh my gosh, I should make some online courses for people. And even though like 8 of them are probably nail techs, but that's okay, you know. It'll be
Yeah, you
there
got to start
forever.
somewhere though, anyway.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
like maybe that's your speciality as well. Works like tutorials and stuff. That's what some people are better at.
Yeah, it's true.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you do.
It's quite cool. How did you? So do you have like what was I going to ask? Where do you find the inspiration that for the things that you design? Do clients come with a picture, or do you offer them an image?
It's quite mixed. It's like half and half. A few clients, they already know what they want, and then they'll bring it to me, which is quite fun because most of the time it's quite creative, so it's something a bit different. Or it's clients that have seen other work and they bring that to me. But I mean, this year I was trying to stop doing as much like copies of people's work. Obviously I do a bit of a variation. I'll try and do a variation, but I mean, it's more inspiring when you have like an image of something and then you try and recreate it rather than just having an image of someone's work.
Yeah.
And then just redoing it, because that's obviously, like, it's not very inspiring after a while to just continuously copy someone. Like, you want to have your own ideas or do something a bit original, really.
Or like if people bring in an image of like a set of nails that someone else has done, and it's like either perfect, you know, just straight lines or things like that, that's maybe not what my forte is. I'm always like, oh, this isn't exciting, you know, like let's find something fun together. Like,
yeah,
there's
exactly.
like so, I mean, you studied textiles, like there's so much space for inspiration just outside of Pinterest or other nails.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I think is quite fun. I'd rather look at something that's not nail related, and like tattoos, obviously, artists' work, like obviously because I've studied art as well my whole life, so anything like art related be great. Yeah, just I mean, yeah, I've always got like a saved folder of loads of images anyway, so it's nice to try and get through some of those, because obviously if I've got those images, I just do that on myself, because not everyone is wanting to do something so mad.
Yeah, exactly. I always struggle, like when I'm going to do something on myself, then it's just like there's too much choice, and then I start like, I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? There's too many amazing things that I want to try.
Exactly. That's the problem, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was going to also ask, what advice would you give to like other people wanting to get started in the industry?
I would say education is key. Like definitely doing courses non-stop really helps. I mean, you learn a lot when you're in a salon, but obviously not everyone's going to start off like that. So, and I mean, I think I'd assume like most people would say this, but practice. Basically, you're only going to learn if you continuously practicing non-stop.
Yeah.
And that's probably the best way to improve your skills, learn new styles and techniques, and then that's what will get you like further along. So I think because I worked in a nail salon, like that's all I was doing non-stop every single day was nail art. Like there wasn't any, I don't think I barely ever did like a plain color, so I was constantly learning. And then by the end of it I was like getting a lot faster, like perfecting like certain styles, which is obviously where I got my style as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely say practice is like the main.
Yeah. That must have been
thing.
quite cool also, like for you coming out of that and like noticing that you had your own style and like your own voice as a nail artist that's like recognizable as you.
Yeah, I mean, that's really nice of you to say. Sometimes I don't feel like I don't notice it as much, I wouldn't say. But that's nice to, because obviously there are a few nail artists that have a really particular style and way of doing things. So I think because I feel like my style is quite broad as well, because I can do a lot.
Do you do art outside of your nail art? Like, do you draw and
I don't really anymore. I used to do quite a lot before, but I think now because I work full time quite intensely, I don't as much. I mean, through lockdown I have a lot more because I've had more time and I've not been doing nails as much, so I have been drawing and painting a bit more.
Well, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's nice to do like something different as well. But yeah, usually I wouldn't really do that much other creative stuff, but I enjoy it. It's just obviously time.
Yeah, it's so true.
The thing. And then yeah,
I was working like a few months ago for a few years, like a normal 9-to-5 job, and then when I got into nail art, it was like trying to fit clients into that, and then I also like do art, and I'm also in a band, so it was just like I became exactly how you were. You're so busy and you're so consumed by doing all the things that you love. And like some people started to get a bit bothered by it. Like my family was like, we never see you, you never make time for us. I was like, guys, I'm hustling. I'm like trying to make my dreams come true here.
Yeah.
So let's all relax. But it's like, you know, I was trying to do all that stuff, like I said earlier, to actually just like do the things that make me happy and like be like a full-time artist and do music, like be more immersed in it, and do nail art full-time. And I'm like quite excited to see like what that shift is going to be like when I can finally open and see how that goes. It's quite exciting.
Yeah, that will be exciting. That's fun to have something new to look forward to as well.
Yeah,
and
so
also,
true.
obviously something you're not used to, so it's a bit scary, but that makes it more exciting as well.
Yeah, exactly. Just gotta jump in.
Well, yeah. Otherwise, you're just going to keep coasting.
And what advice would you give, like if you could go back in time and have a chat with yourself, what would you want to tell yourself back then?
So many things. I'd probably, what would I say? Well, I'd probably be to try harder, because like I said, I'm quite lazy, so I'll just not do as much, or maybe just not go to university and try and figure out what I wanted to do. Obviously, I don't know about you, but like obviously your parents' influence is quite a, what they say is quite a big influence on you as well. And obviously I just followed what my parents, my mum, wanted as well. Not that she'd pushed anything, but you know, like we were saying about the university thing, obviously everyone was like, if you don't go to uni, you're not going to get a job. So you just did that, but actually I really didn't. And I think actually like I didn't, when I went to university, I still didn't know what I wanted to do. To be honest, I've not known what I've wanted to do until 4 years ago when I started doing nails. So that's a long time. That was the whole of my 20s, not knowing what I wanted to do, really.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's so scary that we get that, like, that whole narrative pushed on us, like you can't be successful if you don't have a degree. And like, I mean, I did quite well, like in like high school and stuff like that. I was quite an academic person, and I have like friends and people that I've known who weren't super academic, who then like did a trade or an apprenticeship, and they're like super successful and happy, and you know, like they have like established their lives and what they like to do. And I'm just like, damn, man, I wish I had just had like the trust in myself to just be like, you know what, I want to do something creative, I'm gonna do that. And then like studied like full on art or whatever it is that was interesting to me back then. So it's quite interesting, because also like for me, like the parental influence was a big issue, you know.
I think it just is for everyone. Well, I feel like nowadays, like younger people, it might not be as bad because it's more accepted to be an entrepreneur and freelance, and it's a thing. So
exactly,
maybe I'm just assuming, but maybe it's like a bit easier for them to.
And also, I guess like as more people from like our generations become parents, it's probably going to be even less and less, because we're like, you know, look at all the things that we did. You must just go and enjoy and figure it out. And
definitely.
Safe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very true. Wise words. Have you made a plan of what you're going to do then when you've come out of lockdown?
Yeah, kind of. I have a little sort of a studio space that I found that I really like. So I'm kind of wanting to rent that out. And I have quite a lot of people who I've been doing their nails like on a part-time basis.
Yeah.
And then just figuring, like, I'm quite lucky that right now, I mean, I'm living with my partner's family. So all of our expenses that we used to have, you know, diminished by a lot.
Yeah.
So like I was saying, now is the best time for me to do this, because it's not like if I don't make money, it'll be the end of the world. You know, at least I'll be making a little bit. So that's quite cool. And I mean, just like trying to sell some art and like do little exhibitions and do people's nails and be creative. That's very exciting.
Yeah, that sounds fun as well.
Yeah, I'm super keen. I've been doing since I was in high school, I did like an art series back then of these things called body prints, like what Yves Klein did, you know, printing bodies against paper with paint. But then I always like filled them in. So now it's been so cool because I've had so much time to actually like put more time into that. I usually do like 1 or 2 a year, and now I've cracked out like 4. So that's cool. I'll show you. I don't know if it's gonna show you so well in the.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so like I put the paint on my body and then press that on the paper and then like do all the fill-in, and it's so fun. Yeah, thanks.
I really like that.
Yeah,
that's
thanks.
really nice.
So like the dream is eventually to exhibit that and maybe sell a work or two and do nails.
Wow, that's really cool.
Thanks.
That's amazing.
I love it. It's fun.
That was so good. Makes me want to paint more as well, I feel like.
Yeah, you should. I mean, like now this is probably the only time we're ever gonna have.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
you're probably gonna get straight back into work and just be crazy busy again.
Life.
Yeah.
The normality.
It is weird. It's like weird trying to think of how we're all gonna come outside of, you know, this whole lockdown. Because people's,
do you know when you guys will be able to start up again?
oh, we have no idea. Our industry, so how our government did it was they've done like 5 levels of the lockdown, like 5 being complete, everything closed. So we're in stage 4 at the moment, and then we're hopefully going into stage 3 in June. But the province or county that I live in, it's like quite a high risk area. Apparently it's like one of the hot spots, so they might be wanting to keep us in a more strict lockdown. So I mean, for us to get to level 1, because my industry will be a level 1 industry, it could be any time from like August, September. We have no idea. They can't like give us a guided timeline either.
Yeah, because we're actually classed as here the beauty industry is classed as level 3.
Okay.
So that's why we're coming out in July.
Yeah, they see our industry as like super high risk because you're touching people, but I'm like, guys, we all using sanitizing our stations.
Yeah, that's what's funny. A lot of people have been like, oh, how are you going to cope? And I was like, well, I wear a mask and gloves every single day at work.
Exactly.
It's actually not very different for me. Like, this isn't that unusual.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not that different. But I guess, they just think how much you're interacting. It's
with people. And I guess like maybe some like home salons or some people don't necessarily follow all the same standards, and it's kind of hard to apply rules to some people and not to others, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. It is. I think that is a bit of a worrying thing, because obviously like I work from home, so it's hard to know what's like the right, obviously like I clean everything and it's all fine, but you just don't know. So I'm hoping when we come out of it, actually I'm going to try and work at Femme Fatale for a month or so.
Yeah.
So I'm in their place. So
that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Because then you're not having people coming into your home, they're coming into like a sort of a more neutral space that literally gets cleaned from top to bottom.
Yeah, the only other thing is though, then I have to get the tube. So I'm like coming into contact with hundreds of people. Yeah. So it's a bit of a like, it's hard to decide what's like the best thing to do. Because then my contact rate is a lot higher if I'm having to travel to someone. Exactly. Whereas if someone just comes to me, it'll be a lot less.
I guess it's more on your terms. You can sort of control what they touch, where they sit.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is. It's super tricky.
So it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? So I'll have to, think.
Yeah, just take it day by day and see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. Exactly. Yeah, I feel like that. Everyone's just like
hoping for the best.
Yeah, exactly. Awkward face emoji.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I think that's kind of like everything that I wanted to ask and chat about.
Cool.
Yeah.
That was a nice chat.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm so grateful to get to meet you and like learn about your journey, and I'm sure like it'll just inspire so many other people, because you've been doing this like professionally for 4 years and you're in such an amazing place, and you're probably just only gonna grow even more and like do even more incredible stuff. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm here. I'm in your corner, so all my people will be in your corner. Yeah.
Very nice.
Cool. Well,
obviously, hearing compliments. So.
Oh. Well, that's all true.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's so nice to meet you and chat to you. I'll probably chat to you again on Instagram and
definitely.
bug your DMs.
Chat, so.
Yeah. Cool. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. It's nice meeting you as well.
Yeah, you too.
See you later.
Bye.